And how did it make you feel as you failed the exam?
Failure.
You feel like a failure?
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel like a failure because you failed the exam. Okay. And as a consequence of feeling like a failure, how does that make you feel about things?
Like the rest of my exams are going to be detrimental and I'm going to fail them as well.
Okay, because you failed this exam, you
Yeah.
feel that the rest of your exams you're going to fail
Spiraling
as well.
yeah.
Okay, sure, okay. Okay, so what we do first of all, Yvette, what do you think happened during the exam? What happened?
I think I was very stressed at the time with workload.
Very stressed with workload.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then you failed the exam. When did it come to light that you failed the exam?
About a month later.
A month later you were told, okay. And in between doing the exam and a month later, do you feel okay or you weren't sure?
Fine, yeah.
But when you got the result, you felt like a failure.
Yeah.
And as a result of feeling like a failure, you are concerned about going into the other exams. Okay. Okay. So your beliefs. What did you tell yourself when you got the result, when you failed the exam?
You can't continue the course, you're rubbish.
Okay, so you told yourself, because you failed the exam, you've told yourself that you can't continue the course.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're rubbish. Okay. How would you label the emotion? How would you label that failure? How would you? Or what you're feeling at the moment as a result of?
I suppose inadequacy.
Okay.
Or not good enough.
Inadequate.
Yeah.
Okay, inadequate. Okay. Okay, so you feel inadequate. You feel like you failed, and you feel that it's going to be difficult to go on and finish the course. Okay, but the main thing at the moment, you've got that sense of. You mentioned inadequate as being.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the actual emotion itself, how would you label the emotion? So you feel inadequate, how would you label the feelings? With not being able to carry on.
Probably quite sad.
Quite sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to just place that in the unhealthy consequence box. So we're going to move that to one side. Okay, for now. Now what I'd like to do is I want you to go back and describe what was happening at the time of getting the results, where you were.
Okay, well there was quite a lot of essays going on at the same time and placements finishing and quite a big workload, so there was quite a lot of stress there already.
Yeah.
Everyone was receiving their results and lots of people passed.
Yeah, okay.
There's lots going on.
Okay, so a lot of people passed. And lots going on, and you got your results, and okay. And you can see that when we mentioned the model, the model had three musts centered around acceptance, self, others, life. So the others being the rest of the colleagues, self, feeling inadequate, can I go on, and life related to work and around these three musts there. Then we can look at an example of how that belief of failing an exam makes one inadequate. We can examine that. So you can see that it's not necessarily failing the exam that's caused you to feel in this situation those feelings of inadequacy and those feelings of sadness. It's how you're reacting to that. Okay. Have you ever failed an exam in the past but got on and passed the course? That's never happened before. Do you never failed an exam? Do you know of anyone that's ever failed an exam but went on to do okay? Yeah, and they still went on to do pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, I can think of a lot of people who failed exams at university and ended up being multi-billionaires. For people that have got kicked out of school who've gone on to so it is possible, even if we do fail an exam, to go on and do well anyway, even in the chosen profession. Some of the best I think we'll both agree that some of the best professionals in their industry at some point regarded as failures. Even Einstein, I think, at one point got kicked out of school, was told his theories didn't stack up to a point, but he still went away and did pretty well. Okay, now the thing is really, we can examine now that the way it works here. So your interpretation of the result of this exam is, and your belief at the moment is impacting the way you feel. So we're just going to examine the thought process a little bit more. Do you think that as a result of not passing this exam, do you think it's still possible for you to go on and pass the rest of the exams?
Now, yeah, but when I was going through that, no.
Okay, at the time you didn't. Okay. And what had to happen?
Why? What? Sorry.
What had to happen for you to believe that?
Happen? I had to look at the whole cycle of change and being when you fail, you obviously need to change something in order to progress.
Yeah.
And the new learnings is what you have insight on to change and pass.
Okay, so you've examined your thought process at the time, and you've looked at things objectively, and you've looked at things subjectively, and you've drawn to the conclusion that you've put something in place there for it to give you the best possible chance of keeping on and passing the rest of the exam. What are some of the things that you did, strategies that you adopt or could adopt to change those feelings?
I suppose not to be so hard on oneself and to accept that you're human. Okay. And also, what about you live to fight another day? You go back again and you still got a good chance. Exactly. Yeah.
Cool, definitely. And so, if as a result of if you're in a situation thereabouts or similar where you were to fail an exam and you go into this situation believing that okay, we're all human, there are going to be times when we don't do as well as we'd like to do in certain situations. Believe yourself and you back yourself, and you know that you've got the strategies and knowledge in place to kick on and move forward and pass and get to where you want to get to ultimately. How does that make you feel?
It takes a lot of pressure off, actually, knowing that through failing you do learn new things, because you have to adapt, don't you? And it does take the pressure off. Knowing that.
So it takes the pressure off that through failing we can learn, and that's probably some of the biggest life lessons that we have is through failing and we learn. And the key is to just keep focused on where you want to be. And by doing that, how does it make you feel emotionally to realise that failing sometimes is an opportunity for growth? And
quite empowered, actually.
Yeah.
I see what you've already done.